And I watched the fight scene 3 times. I watched the movie twice, but I watched that fight scene 3 times. I remember what happens in that movie, and I haven't seen that in months.
Am I still waiting to read these?
Yeah. I'm just gonna finish eating my salad in here so I don't have to like bring the bowl and stuff back in the kitchen.
You're a kitchen.
I am. My kitchen. Oh, I basically spent like this past cause I don't have to get the kid off the bus this week, so I'm gonna spend like all this week editing videos and watching stuff on the DVR. Like that's what the next week is about to be. It's about to be a week of catch up and clear things and like just making space for data and hopefully clear space on my phone. It's a nightmare. Like it's weird because like I watched Slenderman, and like cause I made somebody else choose what I watched, cause I was like it was between that and Happy Death Day, and they picked Slenderman, and I was like, all right. I did. I just really wanted it to be like if the two girls went crazy and killed their friend. But to them, Slenderman was real, so we got like an actual Slenderman. Because I feel like they decided to make it more like the creepypasta. Because you only see like you don't see Slenderman isn't real. So there are very few like footage. There's very little footage of him moving on the internet. So most of the time you see him in the movie, he's either moving very slowly or standing still. With like the tendrils coming out of his back. That's kind of it. It's just bad. What it reminded me of. You've seen Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's a good movie. Like that's a really good movie. It reminds me of the things that are invisible. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, the long-legged things.
Yeah, he reminded me of them. And you know how like in that movie, no, you can't see them. But there are moments when you can. Like, you kind of need more of that. Like, it's understandable that like no one can see him. Because the first girl to go crazy is the black girl. Because they're all in the woods with blindfolds on. And they get scared and kind of run off. And they're trying to find her. But when they find her, she doesn't have her blindfold on. Which they don't either. But they
if my phone autocorrects this goddamn word. Thank you.
What word again? What word is it?
I was just trying to say eh. But it kept we're like switching it to shh. It's very annoying.
Your smartphone was too smart for its own good, huh?
Bunny, what do you want?
I want your butt.
Did I tell you the hamster died?
No, you did. Yeah, you just did. Who killed it?
The Father Time, I guess.
Did y'all cry? Did y'all bury it? How did we
I mean,
handle?
well, we don't own our land, so I couldn't bury it. And
Yeah, you could.
no, not in this area. You can't.
It's a hamster. Like all
They would fine us. They don't care.
Then do it when no one's looking. Oh my god, y'all are not good at breaking the law. So bad at breaking the law. Ah.
I mean, on top of that, I don't care. I didn't.
There you go.
Do you really think that I want to do that? But no, the answer is because I would have done it if that was an option. But I didn't want to. On top of it being illegal.
It was an option, just not one you wanted to select.
Given I didn't want to have to pay a fine or dig a hole, yeah.
How big was the hamster? Because I just would have like wrapped him in paper towel.
It was a pretty fat ass hamster, if I'm being honest.
It's like, because my thing is, I wouldn't have like gotten I wouldn't assume you need to bury him with a shovel. Like you just take a spoon in the backyard. And be like a
So on top of everything else, you're asking me to get on my hands and knees and use a spoon?
Yeah. Because
No.
as a fat guy, that has got to be like the worst image you could create in somebody's head. Just on
Are
your
you
hand.
eating dirt?
Only to make matters worse, you had Oreos before you came out. You got brown crumbs around your mouth. No?
But,
oh,
no,
you're eating dirt!
But we just took the whole, like, cage and all that and unceremoniously set it in the garbage, or at least I did.
Why'd you get rid of the cage? Just get another hamster.
Because it was, well, one, she doesn't want another hamster. Two, I don't want another hamster. And three, because it was gross. The idea of, like, getting rid of the hamster's carcass and then cleaning a cage for a hamster that doesn't exist anymore. No.
I ain't gonna lie, the first thought I had was like, y'all took him to the river and yeeted him in.
No.
I don't know what that says about me, but the idea, you remember that scene in Half-Baked where Dave Chappelle throws the joint over the bridge, off the bridge? That's what I thought. Just like y'all standing on the edge of the bridge, reaching back and this dead hamster into the water below.
On top of everything else, I had to make sure it wasn't just hibernating, which is the most fun. Do you know what you have to do that?
I'd imagine you put it in a plastic bag, and if he doesn't start struggling for life.
No, you have to warm it up. You have to warm up the hamster to see if it reacts. So I had to take this dead hamster in my hands and rub it like a magic lamp to see if there was a reaction. So the answer is no. The hamster was not hibernating.
That's it.
So
I love every bit of this.
I stuck it back under its bedding, put it back in its like bed thing, like on top of it, and put like its food and everything like in the cage with it, and just put it in the garbage.
Should have ate it. Should have filleted him and just ate him. Like.
And then our roommate's fish died like a week later.
Oh, so y'all got a whole cabin in the woods going on, cabin fever thing going on your own, huh?
The funny thing was is that our roommate like joked about like, I wonder when my fish is gonna die the day the hamster died.
Oh, my face hurts. This is my favorite thing right now.
But yeah, that's a thing that happened.
Oh.
I will say there's no trace of that hamster in this house anymore. Like, we gave the table that it was sitting on to a friend and everything. Like, there's nothing left to suggest that hamster lives here.
Y'all ain't shit with your ain't shit asses. I can't stand y'all motherfuckers. Y'all just
What?
like, he didn't exist. What do you mean? He didn't exist.
I mean, it's not like what we're going for or anything. It's just that's what happened. It, from an outside source, it does look that way.
Oh my good god, that's good. That's funny. That makes my face hurt. Oh my gosh. One would assume, like, one would like just say that, like, clearly y'all are more emotionally like distraught over the idea of the hamster no longer existing.
I mean, mind you, I don't care. That hamster made me realize I never want to own a hamster. Like, I personally do not like hamsters now.
Why not? Because of that?
They're just... No, I mean, it's not like the hamster did anything bad. It was just, like... The process of, like, owning a hamster just doesn't seem fun to me. Like, the idea of, like, taking care of a pet is having some sort of benefit from taking care of the pet. Whereas with a hamster, it's just like, yeah, the hamster's there. You can take it out and feel it if you want, but it doesn't really like it all that much.
So basically what you're saying is the hamster isn't a very good pet. It's a bad pet overall.
I mean,
that's what I got out of that.
It's a step above a plant, if you ask me.
Okay. Holy nut buckets. Oh, just buckets full with nuts. Alright, let's get this show on the road.